Hello, this is Paolo Copage and welcome back to another episode of the Curious Expedition, now with Russian language updates. Yes, and we have, well, what can I say about the last episode? It didn't quite go according to plan. I always like to think that I'm going to get past the first expedition, even on certain death, but even so, Rasputin, sure. It was just a comedy of errors. A few on my behalf, but there's a little bit of bad luck as well, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, it's great that he can recruit people from tribes. That's absolutely fantastic. That's the word I'm looking for. But the fact that we had our starter mission to just drop off a letter rather than actually being able to bring back a loved one for somebody meant that we were already one person down. And that meant that carrying capacity and sanity was going to take a hit. So, we're going to try again. And hopefully, God willing, we're going to do all right this time around. And this is going to be at least a 2-episode expedition. But we shall see. Grigori Rasputin, a charismatic, wandering mystic with seemingly magical healing powers. He's a preacher. He can convince natives to join the trek, independent from the current standing towards the locals. That's going to be very useful. And he is a healer. Is capable of treating wounds, increase health regeneration of all trek members. And all we get is beans. Lots and lots of good old English beans. Yumsy. Welcome back to the Explorers Club, dear friend. Have you heard that we are building a statue to honour our most famous member? Word is it that you have a good chance of seeing your likeness on that statue. However, I'm afraid to tell you that you are not the only candidate. You and your rivals have 6 expeditions to prove who is the most famous explorer in our club. Mary Kingsley, Richard F. Burton, Frederick C. Selous, and Hurang Fei Hong. Now go explore. Adventure awaits. Certain death awaits, I think. What do we get to do first time around? We can go to the Hidden Jungle, which is, yeah, alright. Or the Deadly Dry Lands. You know what? It's been such a long time since I recorded the last episode. I can't remember where we went. I think we went to the Deadly Dry Lands. I'd like to think with the lack of equipment and personnel we have initially, the Deadly Drylands is probably a better way to go. Because you get to see further and not have to travel as far. Let's do it, why not? The air was fresh and tasted of salt as I made my way to the docks. The crew had preparations left to do, so I sat on the pier and waited. A rich foreigner named Sir Dail Ilamajed greeted me. He explained that he originated from the area of our upcoming expedition before coming to England with a crew. He had become a man of means here and requested that I find his wife in his former village and escort her to London. That is the mission we want. That means we're going to get 2 people from the village. Awesome. I accepted his request to find and return his wife. He nodded thankfully and wished us luck. Thank you. Bye-bye. Toodle pip. Oh, look at us sailing in majestically. Generally speaking, it is only a... Oh, did that a bit quick. A 2-region map, so we should be okay. The journey across the ocean brought many wondrous sightings of marine life. Before we arrived at our expedition area, I knew this place held something special for us. Well, I guess we'll see. Thankfully, the well-to-do foreigner had indicated the location of his former village on our map. I was curious to see if we would find his beloved there. Oh, look at that. That's pretty close. That's pretty close. That's good. That's good. I mean, we could probably make our way around. Do we want to? It is surrounded by hills. So I think the only sane thing to do is to go via the one hill we see. We're going to take a bit of a hit. But that's all right. Oh, we've got a temple. We'll hit that on the way back. Wound treatment. Are we injured already? I don't think we're injured already. 43. Let's get on top of it, because it means we'll take less hit on the base movement next time around. We could probably do the loop back to the ship, get some sanity, and carry on. I think that's probably our best bet. That's pretty much the whole region covered. Probably got a cave here. That's not going to be too good. How many... Oh, we've got just the 1 luck dice. Okay, all right. Well, let's see. We arrived at a native village. Its inhabitants were apparently the best scouts known to this region. As we approached the village, we were immediately approached by a native. She introduced herself as Juvin, and it transpired that she was the wife we were asked to escort back to London. Without further ado, she happily joined our trek and began to show us around the village. Awesome. She's a shaman. The villagers seemed to be very happy about our appearance and welcomed us with open arms. Our good reputation had preceded us here. What reputation do we have? 2. Oh, all right. I mean, we could trade. No, nothing worth trading. Okay. So do we rest first? I mean, it doesn't matter about recruiting, does it? We can do that anytime. Let's rest. As darkness fell, the natives lit a campfire and invited us to sit with them. The villagers shared their food with us, and we sat by the campfire, sharing stories long into the night. Oh, it's beautiful. Beautiful. I slept in great comfort and safety. The following morning, I was awoken by a group of native children, surely poking fun at the strange foreign fellow. An undercurrent of trust was reflected in the natives' mannerisms. They remained courteous and offered us more help. But up to 0 now. We'll rest again. We unpacked our belongings and prepared to spend the night with the natives at their campfire. The people of the tribe were celebrating a wedding. The ritual was quite intricate and fascinating. The couple seemed quite nervous to my eyes. All the men participated in a ritualistic wrestling match, and the bride chose the most adept. Oh, right, so she didn't even know she was marrying up until the point of the men getting all slippery and slidey with each other. Oh, well, if that's how they do it there, that's how they do it there, I suppose. The night was quiet and peaceful. The next morning was bright and sunny and a perfect day for new adventures. The atmosphere was beginning to get somewhat tense. We could tell that the villagers wanted us to leave. The wedding ceremony had ended. The village returned to normal, though some people here seemed awfully tired and receptive to loud noises. Ah, the good old hangover. Hey ho. Well, let's try and recruit at this point. I talked to the villagers to find out if some of them were willing to join my cause. Not long after, I found a group of would-be new Trek members and had to decide on a new recruit. Right, so we have Gittich, the scout, who is a sexist. We have Gimu, the scout, who is superstitious. Yes. Or the old trusty donkey, who we could be a lot quicker with. Sir Francis. Ah, Sir Francis. Me and him go way back. I mean, loyalty's up on 1. Superstitious, is that a big thing? Is that a big thing? I mean, sexist isn't going to work out too well for us because we're automatically at a disadvantage with Gittich being a female. But we could have Gimu. Or we could... You know what? Let's just go for donkey. It worked great up to the point of us eating our last animal. And then we were okay for a little bit further. So yeah, we'll go with donkey. We obtained an animal from the natives. We called him Sir Francis. There was certainly a delicate balance between peaceful communication and defending these particular natives. All right, well, we better go then, I guess. They're not happy. Let's leave. In a heartbreaking ceremony, Juvin said farewell to her tribe. As we departed, she mentioned that she would like to visit a holy shrine in the vicinity to receive a blessing for her travels. She marked the location of the shrine on our map. It's what we discovered already. That works out pretty well for us. Hopefully, we've got enough to get us back to the old ship. She missing an eye? She's missing an eye. Wound treatment. She's all right. Spin, spin, spin the black circle. We came across a stone formation that was obviously man-made. There were inscriptions painted upon each rock. Perhaps they formed a type of map. Well, I'm not worried about camp points. Caves, we can't really do. I mean, does she have no dye? Or are we just not seeing dye? She has no dye. That can't be right. Let's reveal the ruins and we know how far we need to travel. Pretty far. How can she have no dye? That's ridiculous. All right, so on to the next. A cave, no less. We approached a cave. The entrance seemed to lead deep into the mountain. We required a torch to uncover its mysteries. I mean, it's a 50-50 chance. Now, this is where I'm sure my regular viewers are screaming, don't do it! But it's all or nothing as far as I'm concerned when this game comes on. If you're going to play on certain death, you need to go for maximum points every time. And that sometimes means putting your neck on the line. Or Juvin's neck on the line. Or Sir Francis's neck on the line. So, explore in darkness. Boom! See? Fortune favours the brave. Everyone's a winner. Chicken dinner. Who needed that which mankind had enjoyed since the Stone Age anyway? Our march into the darkness began. Faith and perhaps a little luck guided our steps safely through the blackness. Eventually our eyesight adjusted to the darkness. We found a small passage in one of the walls that seemed to lead into another part of the cave. Only one person could fit into the opening. I mean, can we do it 2 for 2? Can we do it 2 for 2? Other than capacity, she's not actually giving me anything. Other than money next time around if we somehow survive this trek. So, I mean, what we got? Wound treatment. Oh, that's because of Rasputin anyway. Extra character. So, all she's offering me really is this extra capacity. Let's do it. Bugger. Bugger. I ordered Juvin to investigate the opening. We waited for as long as we could, but she did not return from the darkness. It was a big loss, but she will always have a place in our hearts. Well, not ideal. I'll go as far as to say that. Do I risk it? Can we eat another one? We can. Still? How much is it to get on there? 44. What about if we mount Sir Francis? Bang on 40? We shouldn't go... That's not quite fair. We shouldn't go mad. You know what? We're just gonna walk. Oh, that's clear. 20, 18. Yeah, we can go to there. Oh. Oh, are we about to catch mosquitoes? We entered a mysterious-looking hut. It was dark and damp inside, with all manner of dried herbs and other peculiar things hanging from the walls. A native shaman approached us with a wild-eyed stare as he chewed on some leaves. What do you have? As if time was moving slower for him, the shaman got out a small crate and presented his wares. Tome page of extended vision, random teleportation, water drain, waterfall creation. I mean, random teleportation would be pretty funky. How many do you need? 4? I don't think it's worth that. I really don't think it's worth that. No, we'll just crack on. 100% madness. Okay, let's eat as many of these as we can. 22. Oh, an abandoned camp. Now that is going to be pretty darn useful, methinks. We approached an old campsite. There were remains of what seemed to be a failed expedition that must have been here for a long time. The skeletal remains of what must have been an Italian explorer, mamma mia, stared at us through cracked eye sockets. All bones we found had been cracked open, and as it seemed, sucked dry from their marrow. I spotted animal tracks. Staying here would surely attract some unwanted guests. Well, let's have a look. I was certain there were riches to be found here. We spread out and searched the area. To our surprise, one of the rotten crates still held some valuable equipment. Oh, a telescope. All right. Awesome. As we left, we became aware that our presence had attracted ravenous wildlife. It's just a hyena. Nothing to worry about. I mean, that's going to be it could be a waterfall. It could very well be a waterfall. Thank God for that. Well, let's explore. The scale of the falls took my breath away. It was an awe-inspiring sight. Nature effortlessly demonstrated her elegance and might as one. Let's rest. Oh, I settled down for the night. One could cut the tension with a butter knife as we sat by the campfire. I understood I was a puppet, dancing to amuse cruel masters who bid me to plunder, murder, maim. Then pointed me and tut-tut in depreciating tones at my deeds. Oh, how barbaric, how backwards, how gauche. But I would show them. They were here, and I would find them and rip their throats. Ah, that's Rasputin. He's on point. He's on point. There's a reason he's called the Mad Monk. As we prepared for departure, I knew we would miss the sparkling effect of the falling water. The natural beauty here was breathtaking to behold. I decided that it was enough for today. The team eagerly gathered wood for a fire. I awoke soaked in sweat from a nightmare. I dreamt that Juvin had returned, but her face was severely disfigured and she screamed into my face why I had led her into insanity. I still shiver writing these lines. I mean, she might come back. We've had weirder things happen. 90. Oh, we need to rest again, don't we? Oh, 10 fame. I found a convenient camping pitch. It was a beautiful night and everyone seemed to enjoy themselves. Before going to sleep, I carefully noted the position of the stars in the special night sky. I noticed one especially peculiar constellation. I'm sure somebody in the Western world would appreciate this information. Awesome! Mad monk / astrologer. Sounds good. Sounds good. Alright, so let's leave. We will be heading back here, I think. For the time being, let's get up onto this hill and see what else is around us. Right. So it would appear the pyramid is going to be in the top left of the map. Let's check this out. Or not. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. I mean, well, let's explore this first. Oh, there's one. No, what wasn't there before, was it? Or was it? Do I really want to go right up to the top? We're going to have to take on the hyenas. I'm pretty sure of that. We've got 3 cans left. Well, let's explore this first. The majestic golden pyramid rose above its environment. I found the goal of my journey. This whole adventure had been a string of close calls. Would I survive the journey back to my ship, I wondered. Guess we'll find out. Right, so 39 to there. Or not enough to get us to there. I mean, I could always stop off at the Shaman Hut and trade some stuff with him. After hitting the shrine. We're going to forego this. I don't think that was there before. So I'm going to ignore that. 20%. 41. Let's go to that. I don't want to push it too far. I'm not worried about going up my way to get the butterflies. They're not worth it. So we're going to eat one of those. Still 20%? Okay, you know what? Do I take it? Let's do it. Boom. Good. Right, so we're going to rest. We were at the brink of collapse. We barely managed to collect enough wood to light a campfire. While sitting around the campfire, we heard something groan from behind a nearby tree. Well, it's not going to be good either way. Do I ignore it? Do I ignore it? It's either going to be a monster or it's going to be someone I can't heal. Just do it. A young native with a terrible fever and an infected wound lay shaking behind the tree. Can't do anything for you. Without the use of medical supplies, there was nothing we could do. The shaking soon stopped. My bad. Oh, well, it's not my bad. I couldn't do anything about it. It was out of my hands. Out of my hands. Rest again. The team eagerly gathered wood for a fire. I was unsure if I could trust my senses in this eerie place until Juvin stepped out of the darkness into the light of the burning fire. She was rather grim-faced and started crying when she saw me. See? Oh, I knew it'd happen. Encouraged loyalty and a native shaman back. I was happy to have her at my side again. I wondered how she had tracked us. I tried to speak with her about what had happened, but she started shaking uncontrollably, and I quickly dropped the topic. She saw stuff that just doesn't need to be seen. You weren't there, man. You don't know. After days of rest, we enjoyed the rumbling of the falling water. We'll rest once more. And Juvin came over and sat next to me by the fire. She told me about her experiences of these last few days and promised to support my decisions, whatever the circumstances. She just loves me. She must have been proper rattled after I sent her into that abyss, not knowing quite what was going to happen. Give myself hiccups. Right, okay, so we're good. We're good. We need to go to the shrine. We need to go to the shrine and not hit anything on the way. Right. Is that the best position to take on that? I mean, how much to get to there? 64. So we're not going to make it, are we? I didn't really think that through. You know what? We're going to come back. What is it to there? 44. I didn't really think that through. I was hoping there'd be something up top we could go for. I'm not willing to go into the corner. It's just not worth it. So we'll eat one of those. That'll get us back to being able to get back to the fountains. That's good. The temple before us wanted both fear and respect. All manner of plant life grew towards the sun. Low-hanging vines partially concealed the entrance that led within. We found some sticks planted firm in the ground. Someone put ghastly human heads on their sharp end. Their mouths had been sewn shut as if to silence them. We had found a sacred altar room. If this place held any riches, I knew we would find them here. Our steps echoed as we approached the sacred altar. Monies! This was not a day for hesitation. The artifact would sit atop the altar no longer. Suddenly, it felt quieter here, more peaceful. Something took them away. All references to the people of this land have disappeared as well. Oh well, never mind. Could have been worse. We could have had like an abyss pop out, or flooding, or fire, or volcanoes. We got off... Ooh. We do have an abomination. Is he aggroed? He's not aggroed. That's fine. Let's rest. Oh, pneumonia now. I spent the morning tending to Juvin and her crippling cough. Eventually her condition improved enough so that we could continue the journey, but we did lose time. That's fine. Everything is a-okay. As long as the abomination stays down the bottom of the map, we're good. After days of rest, we still enjoyed the peaceful hum of the falling water. Let's rest again. The deep hum of the water drowned out the buzzing of the world around us. In the middle of the night, I decided to wash. I felt overjoyed when I plunged my face in the cold stream and felt the stress of the last days dissipate like a bad dream. Apparently, I had not been the only one with a penchant for a late-night swim. I was interrupted by Juvin. We nodded at each other and she joined me in mutual and not unpleasant silence. Oh, there's a thing going on here. It's a holiday romance. It's a holiday romance. 83. That should be enough for us to be able to get to this here. 47, 49. Does it really matter at that point? I don't suppose it does. I mean, why would you go down? It makes no sense. We're going to go to there. To there. To there. It's a little bit harder on the old legs, but we're avoiding the hyena. Are we going to... We're not going to avoid the abomination, are we? He's coming right at us. He is coming right at us. I mean, we're passing through. Can they pass through too? Or do I just go for it? You know what? We're going to go to there, and then across. We'll just have to risk it. Oh, he's aggroed. He's aggroed. Are we going to get back? We do. Right, so we arrived at a long-forgotten shrine. All manner of plant life grew towards the sun. Low-hanging vines partially concealed the entrance that led within. We found some sticks planted firm in the ground. Someone put ghastly human heads on their sharp end. Their mouths had been sewn shut as if to silence them. We're not fussed by any of that. Just give me the monies. Let's go. Yeah, we know. It's quiet. More abominations coming from the other place now? No? Nothing? That's fine by me. Let's leg it. Oh, return to ship. Our vessel was still offshore where we had anchored it. Laying eyes on her again made me feel a little homesick. Well, let's go. I've had enough. I'm done. With all the compiled information on the Golden Pyramid, my work here was done. In a glorious moment, the ship left the shores. Our vessel set a course for England. I knew my grandchildren would talk about this adventure long after I had gone. After such an endeavour, great joy overcame me. I knew that the name Grigori Rasputin would be respected within the community of intrepid adventurers. To England! Ah, I think overall that was more luck than judgment. But hey, we didn't die. So we did a fairly decent loop. A couple of two in and throw in, but hey ho. And we didn't finish last, which I suppose is good too. It's good too. I wish I was you! Right, so what do we have to choose from the perks? We have Eagle Eye, view distance of plus 40. Could be useful as we're going to be on our own again soon. We have Desert Explorer, reduced movement cost in deserts. And Black Market, access more gear when equipping your trek before heading out into the unknown. I mean, if we could get a tent off the Black Market, we'd be good. Do I want that over Eagle Eye? If we can get a scout, which is a good chance we can do with our perk that we get with Rasputin, then we would have that anyway. So I think Black Market's probably the best bet here. Huzzah! We survived. Now, how far back are we? That's the real question. I mean, they've all got a fair bit of gold. Surprised Huang Fei Hong didn't do better than that with all that gold he had. So, fame and funds, fame and funds. We've got fame of 50, fame of 70, fame of 50. And the funds are always the same, aren't they? So, we're going to gift that. That puts us just a behind. We've got no funds at all, have we? We're going to have funds coming to us. We're going to sell that. Gift that. And puts us into third. Just behind third. You know what? We're only like 80 behind. That's a treasure. We'll sell that. And we'll have a little bit of monies to get us going on the next expedition, which is going to be either the magnificent Arctic or the sad, sad jungle. We've got one village there and one village there. So I don't think it matters too much. Essentially, they're both the same. We'll think about it for the next episode. Thank you for watching. As always, a like is appreciated. And I'm happy to say I'll catch you on the next one. Take it easy.